Sometimes it's called texting. Texting is text messaging. Okay, text messaging. If you use text messaging, what happened? There will be per minute, per message charge. But suppose you use line ID, what does that mean? Basically, it's free. Okay, so the situation is totally different now. Okay, okay, let's move on. Okay, this is a little bit more difficult situation because we haven't really got it. It's that first come, first serve rationing in the former Soviet Union. But it turns out that in Taiwan, we indeed have something like that before. Okay? So remember that 2 years ago, what happened? We have COVID-19. And so what do you need when you go out? So when COVID-19, the situation is very serious, when you go out, what would you need? Masking, exactly. Okay, so at that time, do we have enough masks? Do we have enough masks? The answer is no. Because Taiwan has 23, now it should be 24 million people. But the production, okay, in Taiwan, at most, is just 10 million. So what happened? There's going to be something short, right? So remember what happened. Remember what happened then? How can you get a mask? When you want mask, what would you need to do? You forgot an email. 2 years ago, when you need to have mask, what would you need to do? Because there's not enough going around, right? What happened? 所以 you have to buy a mask. How? You have to go to a drugstore, right? And with what? The healthcare card. How many can you get each time? 7, right? And also within certain period. So this is sort of like rationing, okay? At this point, if you want to buy a mask, what would you do? You can buy a whole box, 2 bucks, big boxes, right? Now you can buy to your heart's content, 100, 200, 1,000, doesn't matter. But 2 years ago, what happened? You have to stand in line, okay? And if you have 1 car, you can only get 7. That's for 1 week, for 1 week supply, right? What else can you get? And then, so suppose you buy 7 today, right? And next day you go to the drugstore with the same car again. Can you get anything? No. So basically, rationing is something like that. That's the closest example we have. But you know, in Russia, or also say in China before 1970s, 1980s, you know, there's not enough food to go around for everyone. So what happened is rationing. So let us say you want to buy 2 kilos of pork. What would you need? You need to, just like a healthcare card, okay, you need to have a voucher and say, okay, I want to get this amount of pork or this amount of chicken. But then, what happened? Because there's so little food, right? So little meat. So people have to stand in line, just like we stand in line for mask. Okay? So, that's another thing. So, how much would you need to pay for a movie? Suppose you want to go to a movie, right? You know that? You want to go to a movie. How much would you need to pay for a movie?
In the morning, I will pay
a little bit less.
Yeah.
Okay, but what I'm talking about is that movie consumption is a very different kind of consumption. If I want to buy a bread, I want to buy noodle, right? If I buy it, I eat it. That's it. But if you watch a movie, you need to pay the ticket for a movie, and also you have to have 2 hours sitting in the room. So basically, movie consumption is a a different issue because you not only have to pay for the ticket, but also you need to have free time. Okay, so basically, if you go to a movie, the price is not just say $200. No, it's more than that, right? Plus 2 hours of labor. Okay, then the rationing is the same thing. So let us say the chicken is $2. Okay, you just pay the $2 for it? No, you have to wait in line, just like the mask. So what happens is that some people may go to buy masks, but they don't use it. What happened? They sell it for profit. So let us say people have to stand in line for 2 hours, and let us say 2 hours is something like $300 wages. So if the mask is $50, how much you can sell for it? $350, right? So that's the amount of the mask, the price of the mask, plus the amount of labor you stand in line for it. So basically that's the idea, something like this. And you need to check the book, okay? Check the book. Okay, ration. So it is page 131. Okay, page 131. You have a book? No, you don't. Get someone with the book. Okay, so page 130 says rationing by waiting in lines. Okay, rationing by waiting in line. Okay, let's take a break.